Hey, beautiful Cappies, welcome back to Moonrise Cottage for your October reading. It is mind blowing, isn't it? That it's October already. We're back for another reading. Well, actually, today is September 20th, I think, but I'm here to do your reading. I'm trying to get them out a bit early, and I have just a great, and my guides are saying, we have a great appreciation for the Capricorns. As those of you who've been following along the channel know, here's the Oracle cards. We're going to jump in. The COVID-19 special price reading is still in effect. It's still just 45 bucks. I'm just going to keep going with that until, my guys just said, until we emerge, oh my God, out the other side of this. So heads up, gang, there are going to be very limited spaces for readings in the month of October. I'm terrifically busy. I'm going to open a couple of spots on Friday evenings, late Friday evening, and a couple of spots on Saturday, and that's going to be all that's available. You can self-book. Link is below. Okay, go check it out. The astrology links are below as well. It's very important that you go look at that this month. So there is the, hang on, my guys are talking to me about, oh, I almost forgot. Thank you, Spirit. There are 2 meditation classes coming forward starting next weekend on the 26th of September. So anybody who wants to join in, again, the link is below. Go to my website. We have just enough time, 8-week session, short session, just to squeeze it in. We end on the 14th of November. If you miss the first week or something, don't worry about it, okay? And, then we'll be into the holiday season and all that that entails. So, folks, Capricorn, if you've been watching and following along, you know that you are the king of our universe because you are here traveling with Pluto in your sign that has brought forward a lot of personal destruction for you as a life experience since 2008 when Barack Obama rose to the presidency and massive shift and change started in this place to bring forward the rectification of that which must be. That's what my guides are literally saying. And so on the 1st of October, there will be a full moon in the sign of Aries that carries Mars, which is currently retrograde. That energy is going to be so explosive. The battle that you've been preparing for all this time, it is here. I know that most of you know that. There are 2 kings on the table. You're coming into your warriorship, and because we have Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn going direct with Mars in Aries and an Aries full moon, my guides are saying, and so it begins at long last. We all know. I don't need to say anything more about it. So you are going through a process this month. Do you see the, let me just pull these out one by one for you. That is the ghost dance. My guides have been talking about this for years. We are rectifying the mistakes of the ancestors. I'm getting all choked up. Capricorn, it's true in your personal life, and it is true in a universal way that is extraordinary. In these months that are coming forward, buckle up, batten down the hatches, because it's going to be hot, and it's going to be an extreme amount of chaos. And the purpose is to free you personally and the entire planet. My guides are saying the planetary aspects from that which was created the last time Pluto was in Capricorn. We are going to revamp and repair and resource, and we're going to free ourselves. Okay, obviously the message that's coming through is about humanity, as it always is when we talk about you. It's about you being able to free yourself from the mistakes and the negative patterns of your ancestors. So you will be going through this kind of a process, and you will be made free. And it is on the table about finishing a circuit of existence. And there's a lot of emotion coming through. Cappy, look at that. Look. Oh gosh, I love you guys so much. So the cosmic butterfly. That's what you've been all these years since Pluto came into your first house. Look at that. Do you see the fire? Do you see the way you're using the fire that is coming forward? Because we have Mars in Aries and an Aries full moon. Mars in Aries is going to stay, I think the whole tour of that is 6 months. So it's going to carry us right through the end of the year and into 2021. And it's going to be chaos, and it's going to be a massive, okay, my guy just said psychic battle. It's the type of epic story that movies are made about. Light versus dark, things like that. And it is that that's emerging from you. Your transformation is nearly complete. Look at the way you are emerging. As the sacred salmon of all wisdom. Pisces, universal consciousness. And we had a Pisces full moon on the 1st of September. So you are carrying that energy forward. You're going to emerge into the beautiful transformation that has been taking place for all these years with all these aspects. You are going to free yourself, beautiful Capricorn. So let's jump in. Here's the theme of the reading from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck. Look at that. That is literally the renewer of devotion. This is about the tripartite soul being made free in order to go forward with more compassion for all of the universe. It's an awakening moment. And we see this coming through you, Capricorn. Your life is about to change. You are being made free. As we go through October, this is what's going to happen for you on a personal level, but it is you in service to the universe, from the universe, with your quantum strings of energy. We see the sacred cauldron of all existence. You are going to go into the cauldron for your healing. Those are elderflowers. So get some elderflower tea and drink some as we go through the month, because it's going to be hot. And while it's hot, because you've done your work, you are going to have a great healing coming forward. So this is the theme. That's what my guides want to talk to you about, this kind of awakening. It's the Judgment card. When we see in the traditional deck, the angelic realm comes forward to blow the trumpet and people awaken. Ooh, I'm feeling really, really choked up. There's a lot of energy coming in about this, and it stimulates my heart chakra. So again, the way your leadership, your strength, and your ability leads us all forward. You are making yourself and humanity free through a massive healing and bringing forward the destruction that is needed to end a cycle so that we can all be made free. That is quite a valiant mission, beautiful Capricorn. This is the card that indicates your energy under the umbrella of the oracle cards and the theme of the reading. Look at you, standing there literally holding the spool of destiny. All humanity is in your hands, as is your own life. You've been highly activated because of what you've been through. And now as a cosmic butterfly, you hold the spool of your own destiny and you wind it around the sacred tower of inspiration. We see you in connection with the mystical realm, quantum energy that is within you, that you carried into this place to literally bring destiny. Woo, woo, boy. My throat's closing up because there's so much emotion. So, beautiful Cappy, look. The Death card. In this deck, it is the liberator of devotion. You're being carried across the portal. We all are. I have to cover this up. I always forget. YouTube doesn't like it. It's too graphic for them. But look at this. Beautiful implications of the feminine energy, the cycle of death and rebirth. When I see this card, I always think of the moon card, and I think, yeah, the moon's here. So, your human existence, 3 cards are going to come out. Your rebirth moment has arrived. You are starting down a new path now because you are being liberated. And your devotion is made free because you have finished a circuit of existence. And you are helping us all with these efforts. All the things that were written into the Constitution that my guides have been talking about, at least for a year, about, it's, we have to go through this cycle. Pluto is back to the inception point of the United States, and everything that doesn't work is being destroyed. It's a grassroots movement, power emerging up and out from the bottom up, instead of the tyrannical power that's going on from the top down. So there you are. You ancient warriors are so profound. You have had so many lifetimes preparing yourself for this moment. The elk signifies the stamina and the ethical ability to maintain the long journey. It's about a warrior who lived 1,000 years, an epoch, my guides are saying, in the Celtic lands. They're talking about Ireland. They're using all kinds of poetry. But basically, this person eventually had a transmutation experience within a single lifetime. This sacred warrior did not die. It's very interesting the way this is coming out. But he did have a transmutation while having a single life. And that life was many, many years, thousands of years. So we're talking about your mystical existence. Thank you, Spirit, you've been on this circuit of existence for literally eons. And you now come into the moment when you transmute, finally, after all the service that you've been doing. And so he was, turned himself into a fish. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Oh my gosh. A salmon, actually, dove into the water, became a salmon, was caught by a fisherman, carried to the castle, served on a plate to the queen. She ate the salmon, it mystically impregnated her, and this warrior was reborn in a new form as a sacred poet, Talesian, one of the greatest wisdom holders of the age, my guides are saying. Okay, so this is your human walk this month. In case you had any questions about that, do you see the queen? Look what's happening. Capricorn, my gosh. It always amazes me. And if my guides are laughing, they're saying, it shouldn't surprise me, but it still does. So this is your ghost dance. The queen of battle. I'm getting choked up again, Capricorn. I love you so much. Oh, there's no way to thank you enough. That's how I feel. That's Queen Maeve. She's a sacred warrior. She is a mystical queen. She is able to shape shift, and she carries within her the sacred laws of the universe that are covered. The book of laws is covered in crow feathers. She is able to turn herself into a crow and fly over the battlefield and peck out the eyes of the enemy. That's what's happening. So you are going to have yet another incredibly mystical life. Your liberation story comes forward in these ways, and you are going to literally be able to release yourself from the mistakes of the ancestors and transform into your true identity. It's been going on for a long time. My guides have been talking about it the entire time I've been on YouTube. So another piece of this comes forward. So when you transform and you fly into the mystical realm, you see yourself on the full moon. This is actually also about Halloween. This is the Seven of Pentacles. You are going to get some sacred assistance in order to grow your garden because you've been liberated. So this young man, if you haven't heard the story, he stepped out to touch death. It was a tradition that happened on Halloween. He decided to take part, and when he stepped into the town square to put a rope around a corpse to, demonstrate his strength and etc. on the full moon on Halloween, the day that the veil is the thinnest. According to legend, he had a vision of the world burning down. His world, his home, his place of existence. And in that moment, he was carried forward straight across to the mystical realm, the land of the fairies, where he met a fairy, a banshee, and he begged for assistance to prevent this tragedy. And she said, "Of course I'm going to help you. Don't you worry about it. But you have to go back. You've got to go back, way back, to prevent this. And you have the power to do it." So, Capricorn, I would love it, my guys would love it, if you would perform some magic this month. A ceremony, light a candle for the universe, whatever feels right to you, please do it, because your power is transforming not just your life, all of us. And the battle is on in a way that's serious. So this woman challenged him to come back and sound the warning in order to prevent the tragedy. So more of the same kind of theme coming through. He did. The tragedy was prevented. And he decided to travel back to the mystical realm and marry that woman and reside there forever. That's how deep you're going. Cappy, you're always deep. You just always amaze me, as you know. I'm always telling you how much I love you and how much your journey blows my mind. So on a soul level, this is about shape-shifting. Multiple moments of shape-shifting. Rapid change. Do you see the cauldron? On a soul level, this is what's going to happen while you're in there, okay? Because that's the theme of the reading. Being made free so that you can emerge in this way. It's about taking up mastery through all these shifts and changes. The 8, the infinity number, the elopement of knowledge, the 8 of Pentacles. You are reaching mastery on a soul level as a sacred shamanic initiate of the cauldron. As a sacred warrior, many eons of battle have come forward, expressed through your journey and your desire to liberate yourself from this destiny. I'm sure you're all tired. I know you're tired. I've heard from a lot of you. You're doing a great job. Mastery. 8 of Pentacles. It's been a lot of hard work. And as a warrior who's come through all of these transitions and all of this epic journey, look, I want to show you. Look, this is how it looks on the table. For some reason, YouTube is not, when I try to post a picture, it's always upside down. So I've abandoned that effort, but look, there you are. Your destiny coming forward. You're holding the spool of your destiny. This is what's been going on. This is why Pluto is in your sign as it has its return into the earth element. You are getting a massive healing. On this full moon, the next part of your process comes forward, your destiny. Literally, and you are in control of it. Okay? Sacred king of battle. Lost his hand. His power was thrown off his throne because he was injured in this battle. Many eons. This coming forward as your destiny. Until you emerge back into this place for this moment to collect your healing, get your power back. This full moon. Remember that story? About touching death and having a healing and being able to make your garden grow? This is what's going on, Cappies. Please always write me some messages and let me know how it's showing up in your life, because you emerge. Look, Cappy. Gosh, I get so emotional when I do your readings because you are literally an epic warrior. Don't ever doubt yourself. I know you've suffered a lot. Many of you really have. But you are coming out from this story now. And the world will know your wisdom, my guides are saying. It's fabulous in so many ways. All right? This is about abundance. Do you see that king? He was a common man. And he, because of his journey, because of the knowledge that he carried that was within him that he utilized, he went through his transformation. Blue garments, shift and change, new growth, coming forward in the green garments. He has abundance now that is stable. His cup is in his hand. He looks very happy, a little shocked and bemused. There's always a pig eternally on the spit. His days of battle and injury are over. Love it, Capricorn. So, this is a very interesting outcome card. That is the goddess of sovereignty. Some of you, through this transition, who are not, my guides are saying, who are not truly mated, you are about to meet your sacred partner. Many of you, I believe. So we have this very powerful moon cycles going forward. Please go look at the links below so you really understand. This is the sacred hag. She is the goddess of sovereignty. She is in disguise. And there are 4 princes that get sent out on a sacred quest in order to determine who's going to be the king. And we've got both the kings here. So this is about, once that transition is done, this is what comes, this is next on the menu, basically, when the next new moon comes in October. So check the moon cycles for yourself, okay? This is a moment of change. It's a 5, the combat of skill. All the skill that you've developed to be this kind of shape-shifting sacred warrior who has the ability for this journey and now goes deep into the mystery realm for its healing and its release. It's so incredible. Each one of those young princes came across this woman, and they had run out of water. So they're asking her for water, and she just looks straight through them. Yes, I will share my water with you. There's a cost. You have to kiss me. And of course, 3 of them ran away. There was only one wise enough to get off his horse and express his gratitude and his respect with dignity and love and give her some love energy, a kiss. And then the disguise dropped, and she was his sovereign. They got married, and they ruled the kingdom. He became the king. So there's somebody showing up that is going to be asking you for your presence in whatever way that comes forward in your life. And what's interesting to me about this as an outcome card is that she's holding that barrel of water at the Sacred Feminine portal. Pretty impressive. Very impressive. Capricorn, something beautiful is happening. Some of you have been, in the last few months, a mate has come forward, or a lover, or a sacred partner of some kind that brings change. A new sovereign couple coming forward. I like the implications of that. I'm not going to say it, but I know you know what I'm talking about. That's what your energy's doing and being utilized for in the month of October as this sacred battle heats up and gets really crazy. It's going to be... God help us all. Goddess help us all. Please, if you're not registered to vote, do it right now. You know, in most places, you can drive your ballot to the polling place and drop it off. Check in your place, wherever you are. My guys are saying in your place. So, Spirit, can you please give us a little more? They just said energy. A little more energy for the battle. Thank you, Spirit. What is it that Capricorn needs to know about this moment? Coming forward, please. Here it is. I love this. Okay, I'm going to just show you from the book. We'll read a little bit of that passage and then we'll go on our way. This is about possession. And it counsels us to understand what it is that's really important in our lives here in this earthly realm, since that's what we're talking about, because we're talking about Capricorn, right? So this is Fehu. It is about possession, nourishment, cattle, which is a sign of abundance and wealth. Fehu is a rune of fulfillment. Ambition is satisfied. Love is shared and rewards are received finally. Thank you, Spirit. It promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine. For if the ancient principle, as above, so below, holds true, then we are actually here to nourish the divine. This rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in your own life. It is time to look with care to know to know if it is wealth and possessions that you require for your well-being, or rather self-rule and the growth of your will. This is a signal that it is important to conserve what has already been gained. This rune urges vigilance and continual mindfulness, especially in times of good fortune, for it is then that you may be likely to collapse yourself into your success on the one hand, or to behave recklessly on the other. Enjoy your good fortune and remember to share it with others. For the mark of a well-nourished self is the ability and willingness to nourish others. Astounding. Astounding, literally. Thank you, Capricorn. I cannot thank you enough for your bravery and your vigilance and your valiant efforts for all of humanity, leading us forward through this incredible time. So remember to put some messages. I want to know how it's playing out in your life, and I'll look forward to seeing some of you for a reading some Saturday or Friday evening in the month of November. Thank you so much for being here as always. And my guides are talking about contact. So there's some of you who will be in touch, is what my guides are saying. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you, God is willing, in the month of November. Thanks, Capricorn.